Sam Mattis, runner-up, another national team, 65-56. Good series for you today. How are you feeling?
It was okay. I'm happy I'm on the team. Going to Tokyo is going to be super sick. I've been practicing Japanese a little bit, trying to, in anticipation. But I thought I could have done better today. But hopefully save that for Tokyo.
Yeah. What do you think were the areas that you kind of left a little bit on the table there in this one?
Probably should have brought a little more intensity in the first round or two, and then when I did step it up, they just weren't coming cleanly off my finger. But got a couple weeks to focus on that and fix that, so hopefully I'll be able to.
Do you feel good about the fact that you know what went wrong and you still had 65 mid and then a couple 64s?
Yeah, I mean, throwing 65 mid and like being upset with it is awesome. Like, I don't know if I've ever been in a position like that before in my career. So like realistically, that's great. I just I wish I had those throws that I know I can have and that I've been seeing recently. So that's the first one.
Yeah, it's a position you've put yourself in throughout this season because of the season you've had, where you opened with the 3 best throws of your career to start, and then even in Europe, I think the marks were a little better than what you've been able to manage there in the past.
Yeah.
What's been the difference maker this season for you?
We've just simplified the training and even the day-to-day, the way the practices work and the technical cues. So the lifting's pretty simple, just like bread and butter lifts. We're not destroying ourselves, and that's been helping. And then the throwing, it's really just focusing on consistency in the movement, not trying anything new, just trying to do what I do but better, and that's been working.
Yeah, and so now it's just focusing in on those same things, just maintaining that consistency through to Tokyo.
Yep, and hopefully getting a little better and more consistent at higher speeds.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the competition. Chase is ridiculous. Maggie's at 1994, I think. But the competition that it's going to take in Tokyo, it's going to be insane. We're throwing we're putting such a good team there.
Yeah.
We saw a little bit in Paris last year with that final just being as deep as it was.
Yeah.
How do you mentally prepare for this one?
I know I got to throw far, so I got to prep for that and then do it.
Robbie Otal, 62-52 today.
Yep.
Takes 6th here at USA's. This is your best finish at a national championship
It is my best, yeah. So super grateful for that.
How you feeling right now?
I think it's kind of complicated, I think I was definitely capable of throwing a mark that I think could make a team, but it's such a stacked field, and I'm just really happy for all the guys who made it. And it was just a great competition, and it's really exciting time for American discus throwing right now.
Yeah, how'd you feel in the series? Because that 62-52, I think, was on your second throw.
Yeah.
And then was it just trying to chase a bigger one in those last 4 rounds, or what was going on for you in the ring today?
Yeah, I was just trying to hit one. My best throws come when I don't think too much. And I felt like today my rhythm might have been just slightly off. I couldn't quite get through the disc properly. But I mean, it's still, really fun time, great experience, and just really grateful to be out here.
Yeah, I mean, even with this finish here at Nationals, just this whole season, the improvement you've seen, the growth we've seen out of you, what has it meant to you, and just what are the lessons you've learned this year?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I think it's just a really, I've had a lot of fun, I work a very corporate job that takes a lot of my time, and I think it's really refreshing to come out here, and do something at a very elite level and compete against world-class athletes. And I'm just really grateful for it all, and I'm really grateful for my coach, Mike Corey. I've been training with him, and he's made a really big impact on me, and I'm just excited to see what's to come. So,
yeah, I know when we talked to Ramona, you work 60 hours a week for Deloitte or something. How are you still balancing training at this elite level with the job that is that demanding?
I think I really love throwing. I've never been the most talented guy or super strong the other guys are, but I love the rigorous mental exercise it takes to really be a good thrower, and it almost helps my work because I can kind of do something completely different. It's really refreshing, and I just enjoy it a lot. So I think that's kind of how.
Is this going to be it for your 2025 season, or what's the?
I think so. I mean, I think Texas had a great meet, so he's 5th. I'm not sure how they do the NACAC team selection, but I'd imagine this is it for me. So kind of a weird end, but really, when you look at the whole book of work with LA and Ironwood and Ramona, I think it was definitely a big improvement for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Jaida Ross, 1933 here today, 4th place, but you got on the team. How are we feeling right now?
I'm feeling good. I'm happy I made the team. That was the goal for this meet. I wish I threw a little better, but really just taking the positives out of today.
Yeah, there are positives to take, because obviously you were 4th in the Olympics last year, but this is your first Worlds team. Like, what's it mean to get another U.S. kit?
Oh, it's going to be awesome. I mean, I love repping this country. The kits are always so cool. So I'm just honored to be a part of this insane team. The U.S. is just an insane team, so I'm really excited to be a part of this.
Yeah, going back to the indoor season and the start of your professional career over in China, like the marks, at least from an outside perspective, maybe not what we would have been expecting from you with the form you showed last year. Like, but you've obviously flipped the switch now at Ironwood, at Pre, here. Like, what's been that change that has helped you get back to some of the form we saw you in last year?
Yeah, earlier, like indoor season, I was a little burnt out still, and then I got a little out of shape. I got back in shape early summer, worked really hard at it, and got my rhythm back in the ring. So that's the huge part of throwing that kind of came together for me. I started feeling the ball a little more. In the early season, I would go a whole practice without feeling one throw. And it was just like really hard, and I tried really hard to just stay positive the whole time. And I got my rhythm back. So it feels better. Training's been going way better. So yeah, it's coming together.
Yeah, knowing you had, like you said, last year burnt you out. That season went until August. This one's going until mid-September.
Right.
Like, how is kind of the training approach for you and Coach Bluth in this season?
The huge difference is I didn't have a collegiate season, so I didn't have like a million meets and then these pro meets. I just got to kind of delay it a little longer. So that's a huge advantage I have this year. Also, I'm kind of I expected the longer year this year a little more. So I think mentally I'm way more prepared to go through September than last year. So yeah, and I'm ready. I'm really excited for it. So
yeah, obviously you threw a PB at Pre. Like, are you, now that you're like you said, you're back in shape, feeling that throw again, like, are you really happy with the way your summer's developed?
Yeah, I am. I think the ups and downs, it's all part of this journey. It's my first pro season. It's all about learning, and I've learned so much, and I've just been having a lot of fun with it. So it's good when you can just have fun, and it's been really fun.
Yeah, the transition to professional life, like you said, I mean, you maintain some consistency staying in Eugene, staying with Coach Blue, but like, what's been kind of the learning curve for you stepping into the professional season?
Travel is so hard. Traveling solo is really hard. Being in a country where nobody speaks your language is hard. And then just kind of like being on my own in recovery stances, like I have to figure out what fits for me, what works for me, instead of being told like, do this, go here. I kind of have to do it all on my own. So it's a lot of learning. I feel like every step of this journey has been learning. But it's been fun. I'm going with the flow.
Yeah, you've been all over the world. You went to China, Monaco. I think you had a couple other meets over in Europe. Where's the favorite place you've been able to get to this year?
Monaco is beautiful.
Yeah.
Honestly, Ironwood was one of the funnest meets I've had. That was really fun. So, yeah. Yeah,
and like you said, we're sending this team. We're sending like 1933 to finish 4th.
Yeah.
Chase with the season she's been having. Like, how obviously they're going to be your competitors at Worlds.
Right.
But sending that strong of a U.S. team, like, how special is that?
I think it just shows the talent in the U.S. And kind of how like insane these throwers are. I have so much respect for every single thrower here, and this is not easy. The U.S. is so competitive, and I think it shows in all the results.
Yeah, I know your NCAA career is done, but I know when we talked last year, you were getting your master's in was it
prevention science?
Prevention science.
Yes.
Are you all finished up with school now too?
I am done with school, just training for now, and sometimes I work for this program called Healthy Moves. It's basically a before and after school PE program for elementary school kids. So yeah. Yeah, congratulations. Thanks. And then also the Ducks last month got a big addition with Mikolas Electa coming. Like, I know with you being the pro and the student athlete, it's not necessarily like he's going to be an exact training partner, but like, how much fun is it going to be to see a world record holder wearing the green and gold? It's going to be so exciting. I'm really excited to just kind of meet him and get to know him a little bit. He's a quiet guy, so I'm excited to kind of pull out some extrovert in him. So I'm excited to have him on the team and have him in the training group.
All right, Chase Jackson, 2084 here, wins another U.S. title, makes another Worlds team. How are we feeling?
Yeah, I feel good. I came in here with kind of like a finger thing, so to throw like the best series of my life with that going on. I mean, I can't be mad. I'm quite excited about it. Like, yeah, I want to be upset because I know I have 21 ready to go, obviously, because I've trained it quite a few times now. So, but I can't be mad, you know, hurt finger, 2084, 2050, 2050. Like, how can I be mad?
Yeah, the series is just really impressive, and it's something I've heard, like Sarah's talked about it, I've heard Rudy talk about it in the Hammer, is just building that floor.
Yeah.
And your floor this year, it feels like it's like 2030 or something.
Yeah.
Like, what is it like to be at this level where it's just every competition, you know, you've got one of the best marks we've seen in the last like 20 years in you?
Yeah, you know, I think it's kind of like I always say like my bottom line's gone up. So like obviously I'm going to meets and throwing 2040 and being like mad about it. So like I'm trying to be realistic and be like, well, my bottom line now is like 20, and like I would have died for that to be just my top line just last year. So I'm trying to just be happy with like meets like today where I need to be realistic and just be like, your bottom line's gone up, so the top is obviously ready to happen. It's just you gotta be patient. But obviously I'm a thrower and I want to throw 21 every day.
Yeah.
And that's how my heart feels.
Yeah, I saw this week we officially got a mark on one of your practice throws at 21, 24.
Yeah.
So for people out there who their thought is just like, oh, you did it in practice, like how hard can it be to replicate that in a meet? Like what needs to happen to translate that practice throw, or even bigger ones you might have had, into a competition?
Yeah, you know, I think it just like, I think you need like all the tangibles to be ready. Like I think was a little hard because there was so much waiting, and Ironwood, I think obviously I opened with 2095, so like you get a little pumped up, and then I think obviously I was a little too excited. So I think you just kind of have to have all the things like laid out right. Like for instance today, I think everything was laid out perfect for me, but then I got a finger injury a couple weeks ago. So I think once I have everything laid out the way I have, like in training where things are timed better, I think it'll happen. It's just a matter of time now. I want it to happen already.
Yeah, you've been in this form we saw the first 2095 at Ironwood, and now 2084 here. Like that's a while to be at this level. Like where's your training cycles kind of been at through this last like month and a half or so when you've been?
I think like it's actually funny, like the lifting has been quite easy. So like I haven't been lifting as much. Everything's just kind of been about like if I hit the weight room, it's fast. It's like 3 exercises and fast because I haven't had time. So with all the meets, I think I've gotten more rest out of the weight room, and then all of a sudden is when I started seeing like 21s in practice. And so we kind of attributed that to that. So now I've kind of started taking it easy in the weight room, almost like peeking into this last bit of the season. So I'm just going to keep going with that. But I think that's kind of where we found the change, was that I've been competing so much I wasn't lifting as much. So we were like, and so...
Were there any training considerations for this meet specifically, or is it with the bye and with the shape you're in, everything is still directed towards Tokyo?
Yeah, pretty much. This meet, I thought about not coming because of my finger, but I also thought...
We're glad you did.
Yeah, and I also thought like Hayward Field, like I always threw well here, like it would be stupid, you know what I mean, to like kind of ignore it. So bits and pieces in it. Like I just went through 21 already though. I've done it, okay? I swear. It feels like when you're telling people like, no, I have a training BB. I swear, it's my training BB. It's for real. And then I remember Peyton, when I told Peyton, he was like, oh, are you throwing light? And I was like, no. Why does no one believe me? But yeah.
Was the 21-24, because I know there was one like right after Ironwood, I think, where the video you posted on your Instagram, you're like, are you fucking joking? Was that one, or like?
No, the 21-24 was the day before Ironwood.
Okay.
And I think that was kind of an accident. I had thrown 21 a few times in training, sprinkled around, you know, but it wasn't like, in that one I threw like 21-05, I think, with a static. And then my next throw was my slide, and I threw 21-24, and that was when I was laying down, because we measured it, and obviously Mitch was like, oh, it's 21-24, and I was like, well, that's Val's PB, you know, that's the Natty World Record, so I was like, oh my God. But the are you fucking kidding me one was because I was like super sore, like it wasn't supposed to be a good day, and I think I threw like 20-70 like 8 times, and that was like, I threw it again, and I was like, come on, man, like what is today? Like I've just been on, it just feels good to like feel rhythm and like feel consistent. Like I love it. I just feel so good about it. Like
Yeah. How do you, I guess, kind of take down, like, do you, going into meets, do you have to like take down expectations at all? Or, because I know we're not helping with every competition being like, is this the one where Chase is going to throw 21?
I like it. You know, like I think I mean, I'm going to sit here and say every competition is it because I believe it is. Like, whether or not it happens, like, I'm not any less of the American champion, like, because I didn't throw 21, you know? So, like, it should have been today, and if it's not, but it's going to happen. So I just got to be okay with it.
How special are these worlds going to be going to the Tokyo Olympic Stadium where, fortunately, you weren't able to compete in 2020?
Yeah, you know, it kind of feels good, like a little bit of retribution also. But yeah, I think I'm really excited. Like after Paris and everything, this is gonna be good. So I feel like I've set up a really good like baseline, and like I said, I'm so consistent. I'm so ready. I think the chance of like 5 or 6 girls over 20 is like so real. People don't realize. The only difference is I'll be at 21. But I mean, but yeah, I think it's gonna be huge. I'm so excited.
All right, I got Reggie Jagers here, back on top. U.S. champ the first time since 2018, first national team since 2021. 66-85 here in Eugene. How are you feeling right now?
I feel like it wasn't my best performance, but I definitely built each throw, and that was the goal. I wanted to take it little by little, throw by throw, maximize my attempts. I ended up having my best throw, I think, round 3, but actually I felt like round 5 and round 6 were kind of my best throws, but I was cramping a little bit. So it feels good to not be able to give your all, but you still were just strategic with the meet, and you're just battling yourself, you versus you.
Yeah, I was talking to Sam, and he was kind of saying the same thing. He wasn't super happy with the way his throws shaked out, but you came away with, I think, 2 over 65. You had 2 66s in there. Like, it's such a good series, and you aren't entirely happy with. Like, how confident does that make you in the form you're in?
I think the main thing is getting to the show, getting the world champs, and keep progressing. So I would say 4 weeks ago is when my season started. So each week I've been season investing and getting better, and working on little things and ironing out the kinks. And I feel like for last year I fouled my biggest throws, and also I warmed up too far. So now this year I was able to kind of go a little bit easier, make sure you get those throws in comp, so you're not struggling at the end. So I'm excited with how I performed and how I built throughout the meet.
Are there technical things that have been clicking for you the last couple weeks, or has it just been a matter of getting healthy, getting into consistent training?
Yeah, I would say 4 weeks ago I couldn't bend over.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing. It's hard to do your technique and throw a heavy discus and lift weights, jump, run when your back is killing you. So I feel like that was the main thing, getting healthy. And then, you have all these ideas in your head about how to throw, but you need reps to get it out. So I feel like the past 4 weeks I've been very diligent about now you're healthy, do your technique, keep working on it. Each meet, get better and figure out what you did wrong and do it even better the next meet. And I feel like it showed today.
Yeah, for the health perspective, I know you had some this year. You had the pec issues the last couple years. Like I said, this is your first team since 2021. Can you just give us a little insight to the journey for you since making that Tokyo team?
Yeah, I took a year break. I did XFL and WWE. I made a decision to come back to track because it is my passion. It is one of my first loves, and I feel like I'm good at it. But it's unfortunate I just keep getting hurt. So I would love to have a season where I'm not hurt, and early on in the year I could just compete and build and just do the best I can. And I think we're starting to get to a good point, so I can do well in this season, but we want to segue into next year and bring the momentum.
Yeah, so now knowing that you're in this kind of shape with, like you said, only 4 weeks of like being able to lift normally and being able to throw normally, like where do you think you might be able to get to in the 6 weeks before we get to Tokyo?
I mean, I've been throwing pretty far in training. The main thing is, can you throw far in the meet? And I think we're showing it now. 2 weeks ago, I threw 68. Today, I was going easy, and I missed a few throws at 66. So I feel like we're in good shape. So just keep dialing away, don't change anything, and see what can happen. Yeah,
and it was last year where Joe gets you in that 6th round. You missed the Olympic team by 4 centimeters. This year, you won by over a meter. Like, there wasn't any drama for you this time.
I mean, last year I was actually in better shape. I had a better season than most of the Americans. Like, I was on fire last year, even though that's when my back injury happened. And even in the meet, I had warm-ups at 70. I fouled at 68. I learned for this meet, let's not warm up too crazy, and let's not foul your big throws. And that's just all I did. So I did the same thing, really. It's just I learned from last year.
Anything on the schedule for you between now and Tokyo?
I'm really just working on the process. I don't really care too much about competing. I saw a quote by Usain Bolt when he was saying, I think he lost to Johan Blake, and a lot of the meet directors wanted him to go overseas to Europe before World Champs. And before the Olympics, he just kept saying, no, I want to stay at home, I want to keep training, and he ran 9.58. So I kind of looked at that perspective and realized, let me just keep focusing on me, keep building, and I'll get to World Champs in great shape and make something happen.
Yeah, and talking about training, you're working with Coach Martin Maris down at USC now. When did you make that switch to working with Coach
that's
Maris?
my guy. The Olympic Training Center, the program ended. So he hit me up, and he was like, would you like to come to LA? It's kind of ironic, when I left college, I got beat by his athlete, Filip Milovic from Croatia, and he was already an Olympian. He was way more experienced than me, and I got second at the NCAA championship. And Martin kept telling me, like, yo, if you come train with us, I think you can throw 68. And I told him, like, hey, I can throw 68 at the training center, and I want to take my talents there. I love you, but I don't want to train with people who just beat me. And after the training center ended, he hit me back up like, hey, you want to come out? I'm at USC now. It's only 2 hours north. And I'm glad I took him up on that offer because USC has been a great home. And I've been able to train well and just collaborate with a coach who's like-minded. He was also an Olympian and a discus too. And everything has its pros and cons, but I feel like we're making the best of it. So we're doing working well together.
Jessica Ramsey, 1956, third place here. Best throw since 2021, first U.S. outdoor team since 2021. How are we feeling right now?
I feel great. I feel. She feels good. Words can't explain. So I feel great. I feel blessed.
Thank you.
I don't have my words yet, so I feel great.
I mean, talk about the journey for you since Tokyo. You were I think 6th in the 2022 USAs, didn't compete in 2023, 5th at trials last year, and now you get that spot again.
Yeah. Just preparing, not giving up on myself, trusting the process and believing, keeping God in the center of everything that I do. Just finishing through because I know I'm not done yet. So.
Actually, for me,
I mean, 70 centimeter season's best for you. Like the competition, like the Jaida, Maggie, Chase, like they got it started hot and you had to answer with that one. Did you think you had something like that in you today, or was it just the...
I knew I had it. I always knew that I had a big throw in me. It's just we've been working, me and my coach been working on some technical things, so it's just me staying consistent with it. But I knew it once. I forgot who hit a big throw. I was like, okay, so they woke the dog up out of me because I love to compete, and so I just got to bring it out on the first throw and then build from that. So that's the thing I need to start continue to work on.
Yeah, so what's gone into, I guess, refining your 2021 form in this competition?
Just staying in the weight room, being a mother, just being an athlete, separating mother and athlete because there's a difference. I will always put mother over athlete. So going to practice when I need to, finishing all my reps that I need to, not being distracted, adding my daughter into my workouts just so it helps me go. Like sometimes she'll be doing some skips and running with me. Sometimes she picks up a shot put and tries to do it. So it's just combining the two and just following the program.
Yeah, if you don't mind me asking, did you have your daughter in 2023 and that's why you took that season off, or?
A little bit. I took it off a little bit. Just being a mother, being there, being present. So, yeah.
Right. Well, congratulations, Jessica. Marcus Gustaveson, a member of Team USA, 64-51 for third here. How's it feeling right now?
Still doesn't sound real. You say Team USA, wow, that's been the goal for how many years? But it's amazing. It finally happened. Finally, all the hard work is paying off. I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yeah, you got so 64-51 in round 6, jumping ahead of Andrew. It was an okay day for you up to that point, but then pulling that one out at the death, like.
I had to, wherever I could, just get it out there.
Yeah, that was so. What was like the mindset or mentality walking into that ring for that 6th throw? Like, were there any specific cues you were focusing on, learning from your first 5 throws, or?
Yeah, I mean, throughout the whole day, it wasn't necessarily thinking about competing. It was all about what can Marcus do, show off what Marcus can do, show off all the hard work you put in. Let's go. Like, I respect all the other guys. I know they're going to throw far, but you have to do what Marcus does. And on the last throw, just relax, find that technique. You've been doing this for how many years? Just do it. So finally came together, trusted it, and it all worked out.
Yeah, you mentioned the hard work you've been putting in, and that showed nearly every time you stepped in the circle this year. From throwing the unofficial 70, you threw 69 in Ramona. Like, just what has this season been like for you?
Pretty amazing. It's almost as if I'm working less hard this year and reaping the benefits of the last 6-7 years. So, I mean, I've worked my tail off, and I'm finally getting to see all the hard work, all those long days, all the, I wouldn't say depression, but, you know, I've had some hard years where I expected more, and I get to see it this year and really get to reap the benefits, which is amazing.
Yeah, when you had those hard years, like what was sticking in your mind to help you keep going through those?
Yeah, I remember, I want to say it was in 2023, Brian Williams, another discus thrower from the U.S., came up to me and he said, soak this in and feel this pain, like don't let it happen again. And for whatever reason, I've never forgotten that, and it's really motivated me, just like, we're not going to let this happen again. What happened at trials last year, I wasn't going to let that happen again. I don't want to be a 4th, 5th, 6th place guy. I want to be in the top 3.
Yeah, last year was kind of the start of this breakthrough for you, where you got the standard in Ramona.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there were some people like, oh, it's just Ramona, blah, blah, blah. But then you back it up and throw 65 at trials.
Yeah.
So after what you were able to do last year, like, does that make this moment even sweeter?
Yeah, definitely. I would say, as far as Ramona goes, you know, Ramona is going to give you the optimal, you know, conditions, but it really gives you the confidence of, like, I am one of the top guys. You know, I'm throwing with Matt Denny over in Ramona. I'm just getting to see, like, I can compete with these guys. You know, everyone's throwing far, but they can come here and do the same thing. So.
Yeah. I mean, you made Team USA now, representing Seal Throwing Club, Throwtown Ramona, and Velasa, like these untraditional kind of sponsors, but they're so important to the throwing community. What does that mean to you?
So everyone, as far as Velasa and Linden and Caleb over at Throwtown Ramona, like, those are the guys that allow me to keep throwing in the sport, and that's why I want to represent them. You know, Caleb is putting on all these meets for guys like me that I work full time. I can't go travel across the country or across the world even to go throw in meets. So Caleb has 2 meets every weekend, so I can go out there, try and get a mark in, and then get back to my day job from Monday to Friday. So I'm just super thankful for guys like Caleb who allowed me to continue in this sport.
Yeah. What is your day job?
I work in healthcare. I'm a healthcare analyst.
Gotcha. Now, we got Shelby going tomorrow.
Yep.
Are you more nervous competing or watching Shelby compete?
It's a completely different feeling. So with me, I have the confidence where I know, like, okay, I just got to, you know, dive into my technique. I can't dive into her body and do it for her.
Yeah.
Like, I just got to, I don't see her at training. I don't, you know, our throwing lives are completely separate. We don't talk about throwing at home, you know. I just trust that she's going to get the job done, and she always gets the job done. So it's definitely more of a nerve-wracking feeling to watch her throw, because I hope she kills it.
Are you gonna have like any message to her tonight now that you got the job done, or is it still keeping that separation like you said?
We're just gonna be confident, you know. I wasn't supposed to make teams, but I made teams, so, you know, if people are counting you out, it's your turn to make a team. Let's do this together.
Yeah. You got anything on the schedule now between here and Tokyo?
There were some talks of going over to Sweden, but we'll see if, you know, travel allows that with work, and now I gotta take a week off for Tokyo, so
yeah.
I'll talk to the boss.
It's a good reason to have to take
He's
work
got to go
off.
back to Wheaton and fix the discus cage that he broke.
Yeah, I owe Coach McQuaid that.
Into it.
Yeah, broken a few discs over there.